Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a recent purchases update video. I am sharing with you my hits, my misses, as well as my maybes, which are basically purchases which weren't complete failures, but they weren't complete successes either. So I hope you guys enjoy this and let's get started. I did also want to let you guys know that a brand new luxury discount code has just launched. So you can take 25% off at 24 Sevres, and this is off new season arrivals. So there is a whole landing page where you can see everything included. I will link that down below, as well as the discount code you'll need to put in at checkout. But I do also have a whole blog post with all of my picks. There are so many amazing items from new season Chloe, and that's everything from their new colours in the Mini Marcy. They have a beautiful white, they have a great blue shade this season, to the Chloe Woody tote in every variety because there are so many now. They do also have their new Scents tote, which I just got, so I will share that when I receive my order. They do also have Valentino, Alexander McQueen, Marc Jacobs, just so many amazing brands. So I will include all the details for that in the description section if you did want to check anything out. I did also want to do a giveaway in this video. It has been so long since my last giveaway, so I thought it was about time I did one. I did do a poll over on my Instagram asking you guys which prize you would prefer out of the Saint Laurent wallet on chain or the Saint Laurent Gabby, and the results were really close. I think it was like 53-47, something like that. Like, it was super close. So the wallet on chain did win out, but because it was so close, I just decided to get both bags because I personally love both bags and I think they're both so great. So I'm not giving them both away at once. I am going to do them as separate giveaways. So since the wallet on chain won, I'm doing that giveaway first, and then I will probably do the Gabby giveaway next month. But I'm going to share with you the one that I got. So it does come in the box with all of the packaging, and I did also do a poll asking you guys which colour you would prefer, and the beige won out by a long way. I also asked about the blush and the black, and I think it was like over 50% went for the beige. So the beige is what won out. So it does come with all the packaging. You have that beautiful gold hardware, you have the YSL right there. This is their gorgeous grain leather, so it is super durable, and it is a beautiful shade, like the perfect neutral. It does come with all the packaging as well, so I'm not going to undo it because I want it to be pristine for whoever wins, but it is a gorgeous bag and I can see why it won. Like, it is truly stunning. So if you want to be in with a chance of winning this gorgeous bag, all you have to do is 1, be subscribed to my channel. So if you haven't done it already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and then 2, just comment below saying you'd like to enter. That is all you have to do. I know you guys prefer it when I keep the giveaways really simple, so literally just be subscribed and then say you want to enter down below, and that's it. The giveaway is open internationally, so wherever you are you can enter. I am happy to ship this anywhere in the world. It is only 1 entry per person, so no need to do multiple entries, they won't count. It is literally 1 entry per person, and the winner will be picked at random as well. The giveaway will last a total of 3 weeks, and I will put the end time and date in the description section, as well as all the other T's and C's if you did want to check those out. I will obviously be messaging the winner to let them know that they've won, but I will also be updating the description section, and I will pin their name to a top comment if you did want to check back after the giveaway end date to see who won. So I think / hope I covered everything for the giveaway. If I forgot anything though, then I will put that in the description section as well, and good luck to those of you who are entering. So first up for my hits, I do have my Saint Laurent Gabby bag, which just so happens to be the other bag that I will be giving away in probably about a month's time. So I was deciding between this one and the wallet on chain, just because I'm such a huge fan of this, and I know it's a newer style, but I think it's the most fantastic bag. Like, I absolutely love it, which is why I wanted to do it as a giveaway prize, especially because it was so close in the polls. But yeah, if you were thinking about getting this, I just think it's wonderful. My only regret with it is that I kind of wish I'd gotten the white one, just because I am mostly wearing lighter coloured bags at the moment. So I do feel like I don't wear it quite as much as I would have otherwise if I had gotten it in the white. I may still get it in the white, to be honest with you, because I do think it's fantastic. But like, that's my only complaint. Like, I think it is absolutely wonderful. I think it's a fairly good price point for, you know, a leather crossbody from Saint Laurent. I feel like it's increasingly difficult to find luxury bags under the £1,000 price point, so I do think this is priced very well, especially considering I do actually think it's very nice quality too. The leather is just really nice quality. Like, it feels very supple and soft. It feels like vintage Chanel. I've said it before, but when you feel this bag, it really does kind of give off those vibes, and the look as well really reminds me of vintage Chanel. The quilting is really lovely. It hasn't worn badly at all, and obviously I've not had it a long time, but it has been in heavy rotation, and I've not felt the need to baby this bag at all. And there definitely have been a few times I'm like, oh my goodness, like, have I scratched it? I've looked and there is like nothing wrong with it. So hopefully it will continue to do really well. You do have the YSL logo right there. It's a really smooth zip as well, and it just opens up, and it is like the most simple bag ever. You know, there's nothing too much to it. It's just a wide open space. It is lined in leather as well, but despite that, it feels like a very lightweight bag. You have that great adjustable chain as well, strap I should say, with the gold chain, so you do get that kind of dressy look, but it also works really nicely as a casual style as well. And it's a really decent little size. Like, it is definitely a mini bag, and when I first got it I was like, oh my goodness, like, I may not be able to fit anything in it because it looks so tiny, but actually because the leather is quite soft, you can fit quite a few items inside, and I just think it's great. Like, so cute. I hope they keep releasing new colours in this style because I do think it's great. I also hope that they keep it under the £1,000 mark because I just think it's great value for money, and I'm just sick of all the price increases. Like, there are so many price increases, and I just think this is a really nice kind of diamond in the rough at the moment in the new kind of luxury bag landscape. So huge fan, would highly recommend. I've really been enjoying mine, and I just think it's fantastic. Next up is my Neverfull, and oh my goodness, I am so happy to have this bag back in my life. If you missed my kind of unboxing of this, then basically I gave my original one to my mum, and as soon as I did, I regretted it, and then she started wearing it a ton, and so I couldn't ask for it back, and I was just jealous of her every single time I saw her wear it, which was very, very often. So I decided to just repurchase, which is, I think this is the first time I've ever repurchased an exact bag, but no regrets. I'm so happy I have this back. Like, I've been using it all the time. I would say I did have a little scare because I kind of given up on using like a nappy or a diaper bag for Leo. Generally speaking, I will just throw in a pack of wet wipes, which I need anyway because he's just like grabbing everything and putting everything in his mouth at the moment, so I always have wet wipes on me, and then I will usually just pop in, you know, an extra onesie and some nappies, and then that's it. So I don't always like to bring with me a whole extra bag, so when that's the case, then I will just pop those items into whatever bag I'm carrying, and unfortunately the wet wipes I use are super wet, and I obviously left the cap open, and somehow it stained the entire inside of my bag with watermarks. I was horrified. I think it was like the second or third time I used it. Like, it was just so new to me. I was so upset, but I gave it to my mum, and I don't know how, I need to ask her, but she like worked miracles on it, and it looks like completely perfect now. Like, she completely cleaned the whole thing. So if a similar thing happens to you, don't despair. It is fixable and cleanable. So lesson learned, I'm not doing that again, but apart from that, it's been doing really well. I do probably need to get a liner for it so things like that don't happen. But yeah, I don't know what else there is to say about this bag other than it's great and I love it. You know, it's a Neverfull, there's nothing too fancy about it, everyone knows this bag, but when you find one that really works for you, don't do what I did and sell it, just keep hold of it because you will regret it. Yeah, huge fan of this, it's just been fantastic. Next up is my Arnia Hindmarch bag, and I believe the style name is called the Nissa, and if that's incorrect then I will pop it on screen. But I have been loving this so much. I've owned quite a few bags from her before, but most of them do tend to be more like tote bags. So this is pretty much my first kind of entry into her proper leather bags. I've owned a little crossbody from her before, but in terms of her main bag line, this is pretty much my first one. And I have just been loving it so much. Like, it is so nice. I love the different ways to wear it, and that's a common theme running throughout my videos of bag choices recently. I just really like it when there are adjustable straps and just different ways that you can style the clutch or the bag. This one you can wear it as a crossbody on the shoulder, obviously. You can also detach the straps to wear it as a clutch. But they were also super clever, and they gave you a little wristlet as well, so you can wear it as a wristlet too. And it's just really handy and clever. Like, I love that. I feel like I have 3 bags in one, and I just think because of that I'm getting so much more value for money, and that was actually really well priced. But on the inside it is super simple, so all you have are the little card slots right there at the back. It is like a basket weave one, so it is a little bit see-through, so probably not one if you're getting caught in the rain, but it is more like a summer bag. But as you can imagine, it is very lightweight. It does close with a magnetic closure, and then you have the beautiful gold hardware, and the leather is actually very nice quality as well, and the strap is fully adjustable if you did want to wear it with a longer strap. And I just feel like this is really the perfect holiday bag. You know, if you are trying to downsize and really minimize what you take away with you, I feel like luggage space is just so precious, especially if you have a baby, because you need to carry a lot of stuff for a baby, whereas this is just fantastic because you do get so many looks in one. It can be an easy daytime crossbody, but it can also be a really elegant clutch. If you feel like you'll still need to be hands-free, you do have that wristlet option as well. And I also think it's just wonderfully neutral as well. You know, it's obviously a neutral pale color, so it goes with everything. It feels very summery, but it doesn't feel like a cheap, inexpensive bag at all. Like, you still feel like you're getting a lot of quality. And I've just been loving this. I did take it to Greece and I absolutely loved wearing it. I'm going to Italy very soon. I'm planning on taking this there as well. It's just been the best thing. So yeah, huge fan of this. I've just been loving it. And next up is my Valentino Loco, and this was almost a miss slash maybe because I did have a bit of an incident with the leather, but fortunately the problem corrected itself. And I have generally been loving and using this bag. I think it's so elegant and chic, but I put the bag down, and I obviously didn't put it down in a steady way because it tipped over and landed on its chain. And when I picked it up, which I guess was maybe like an hour later, it had the most enormous dent on it. And I was so horrified. I desperately tried to buff it out, and it improved it a little bit, but it was still very noticeable, and I was just so upset. And I did kind of blame myself because I should have been more careful. But at the same time, I do feel like for a bag that's this expensive, it shouldn't be so easy to dent and mark that, you know, you can just leave it on its own chain for a short amount of time and then it ruins it completely. Fortunately though, I checked back after 24 hours of just kind of leaving it by itself, and then the leather looked completely fine, as in I can't even tell where the dent was, which, considering how bad the dent looked when I first saw it, is just crazy to me. Like, I genuinely don't even know what side it was on. So I don't know what kind of witchcraft is involved. I'm definitely not complaining, but I was certainly a little bit disappointed with it at first, and now I just think it's like a magical unicorn bag. So I would say be careful in general if you are interested in this bag, because I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but it's definitely quite a puffy leather, so it is easy to dent. On the other hand, it does seem to bounce back fairly well, so I'm not sure if that will be the case every time, but I'm certainly happy it happened that time. Apart from that, it's just been a dream. Like, I've really been enjoying it. I do love just so much about it. From the look, I think it's really elegant. I love the different chains and straps, and generally all the different ways to wear it. That's always such a huge plus point for me now. I mentioned in my kind of first impressions video of this bag that it kind of reminded me of a new car, and it really does. Like, it's a very nice leather. It is quite long and it's not that deep, but you can fit a fair amount in it. I will link that video if you wanted to kind of see what fits inside. But it just feels like it's beautifully made. It feels very sharp and elegant. I love the color combination. Obviously I'm into my neutral still, but I've just been really enjoying this. I think it's so elegant and yeah, just absolutely gorgeous. Next up are my maybes, and first up I have my Strathberry East-West bag, and this was almost going to make it into my hits, but I do have like one specific niggle with it which just shifted it into my maybes category. So in general I love the look of it, and specifically I love the ombre. I think it is so gorgeous. I think this was a limited edition. I'm not sure if they still have it or if they're going to bring it back. If I can find a link, then I will pop it in the description section. But I love the ombre. I think it's absolutely gorgeous, and I love the overall look of it. I think it's so pretty and so unique looking. I think the bar is really elegant and lovely, and the gold hardware is beautiful. It's a very light color gold, almost like a champagne gold, and there's just a lot to love about this bag. Like, it feels very substantial without being overly heavy. And I just think it's a breath of fresh air. Like, I have been nothing but impressed by Strathberry so far, and I do think they live up to the hype in terms of the quality of their bags. That said, it is quite a small bag, and you know, it does look like a mini bag, but I don't feel like it's one of those styles which you look at and go, oh, I can't fit anything inside. And my main issue with it is I don't think that they should have put a divider inside. That obviously poses a problem in terms of the design because they have attached the chain to the divider, but I feel like they could have easily done that to the sides. But because of the divider, you really are quite limited in terms of how much you can fit in, and there is a little bit of Tetris involved in getting your items inside. And if you want to fit a decent amount in, you do have to play Tetris a little bit, which doesn't make it so easily accessible. For me, it would just be the easiest fix just to remove the divider and maybe, you know, increase the size ever so slightly, but for me, that is like my biggest bugbear. I like it, but I don't reach for it as much as I should, just because I know I can't fit that much in. It's going to be a little bit fiddly to pack, and I just feel like a divider was unnecessary. And that is usually my biggest complaint now. It's either that or the fact that so many bags still don't come with adjustable or kind of versatile straps. And generally I would say that and non-versatile strap options, those are my two biggest complaints when it comes to bags. I always feel like a divider usually isn't necessary, and it does limit what you can fit inside. And here it's just one of those things where it's so easy to fix. I do think it would improve the functionality of the bag. That said, it is my only complaint. I do still really think it's just so pretty, so unique looking, and just, again, really, really different in the luxury bag world, and not priced completely crazily as well. So I do like it. I just do wish that they had reconsidered the inside of the bag a little bit. Next up is my Saint Laurent camera bag, and I've got to say, I do kind of remember why I sold this one, and I was lured back in because I fell in love with the colour, and honestly I didn't really remember why I didn't get along with it in the first place, but now that I've owned it and I've used it again, I do kind of remember. And I also have a fresh snuggle with this one, which I didn't have with my white one. I would say it's not a terrible bag at all, and if you do like this kind of style, then it's perfectly fine in terms of functionality. I think for me, my biggest niggle was that I couldn't fit as much as I wanted inside for something that isn't quite an errand running bag, but for me it's like the next step up from that. So it's when I want, you know, a smart looking bag, but I know I'm gonna have a lot of things to do that day, so I'm going for something maybe a little bit more casual and functional than one of my flat bags. This is what I reach for, and it's just a little bit too small for that. But I've looked at the next size up, and for me I feel like that's just a little bit too big, and so it's something I should have anticipated, but I didn't. And then my fresh niggle with this one is that I do find that the zip is a little bit clunky and not very smooth, which is an unusual one for Saint Laurent. I don't generally have this problem, but it gets stuck in the same place every time. So yeah, so you can get it closed, but for the price, I just kind of expected better. I don't remember having this issue with the white one, so I don't know if it's, you know, just really unlucky with this particular bag or if it's this colorway. I have no idea. But, you know, when all the prices are going crazy, I would think that they could invest in like good zips, right? So it's not the biggest. It's a dark lining as well, so it's not always that easy to see your belongings, and you can't actually fit that many belongings in it, and not that user-friendly because of the rather stiff, awkward zip. So I do still like it because I think it's super, super pretty. Like, it is like a gorgeous little bag, which is really why it's made my maybes rather than my misses, but it definitely hasn't been like the fantastic purchase I'd hoped for. The colour and just the hardware just get me every time, but yeah, definitely not a super successful one. And finally, I have my misses, and squarely in the misses category are my Chloe boots. If you watch my Black Friday videos, you may remember I kind of unboxed these during those sales. I got them on sale. I think it was during Black Friday, it could have been Singles Day, but during the November sales I got these, and I do think they are absolutely beautiful. It's a really great looking Chelsea boot, but yeah, these aren't very comfortable, and I thought they would be because when you first put them on they do feel really comfortable. It's only after a little bit of time that the kind of ankle bit really, really rubs, and I suspect this will probably depend on the shape of your foot and your leg and your ankle, so it could only be specific to me. I fully recognize that, but yeah, these rub me really hurt, so I've been trying to break them in without much success. If you have any tips to help stop the rubbing, please leave them for me in the comment section. I really do want to make these work, but I have kind of been avoiding wearing them as much as I should because, again, I never really want my feet to be in pain. Like, I never think like, oh, today's the day that I want that to happen. So yeah, they were really expensive, so I don't want to give up on them, but so far they haven't been the best purchase. Obviously it's not so much of an issue now because it is very sunny, so I've mostly been in sandals, but it only just turned sunny, so I have still been wearing boots. And yeah, these were definitely a little bit of a disappointment. And then finally for my misses, I do have my Arnia Hindmarch vanity case, and generally speaking, I have very good luck with Arnia Hindmarch pieces. I have so many of her accessories which I've owned for, gosh, like 5-10 years now. Like, they do really last. I think this is pretty much the only one of her label line that I've been disappointed with, but I took this to Greece with me, and whilst it was good in the sense that it's really quite huge, I've just been a little bit disappointed in terms of the structure and how easy it is to access, and just generally like the usability of it. So you may be able to tell, but it's definitely a little bit floppy, which surprised me when I first got it, but I figured I can just fill it up full without too much issue and that'll be fine. And while that is technically true, because of the floppiness of the bag, it makes the zipper a little bit wonky, which doesn't always make it that easy to get in and out of. So I'm going to show you what I mean. So just open it up here. Like, it's a little bit wonky there, so it doesn't go super smoothly, so you have to kind of wiggle it around. Same on this side. And that's the top bit, which does have like a pocket and a little area for makeup brushes. And then zipping it back up, I have that same problem, so I really have to kind of properly pinch it in to zip it up. And it does meet in the middle there, but you have to be quite firm in order to get it to do so. So yeah, I've definitely been a little bit disappointed with this. I do feel like the structure could be improved, and I also just feel like the general quality isn't quite there for something that does cost this much money. So pretty much my first proper dud from this line. You know, I do love my other items, but this one I just do feel like is a little bit of a disappointment and not totally worth the money. So that is it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. As usual, I will include links to everything I featured in the description section. If you have any questions for me, then leave me a comment. And if you enjoy recent purchases update videos, please do give this a thumbs up. As always, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.
I don't know how or how you do it. You blow my mind without a word. Ooh, stuck upside down. I might be dreaming.